What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. We are back for another season of Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Stars this time. So we have 4 couples. We have Noriega and Nell, who are also right now on Love and Hip Hop Miami. I find it interesting that they're doing all this reality TV lately. I don't know what that's about, you know. We have Molly Mall and Treasure. Molly Mall is a producer. I think I want to say going back to like the first season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, him and what's her name? What was her girl name? Nikki Baby were dating, and there was like a whole thing with them. And Treasure, who was an exotic dancer. It's Moni Love and her boo Tough. They have a child together. Sir Brock and Amber. And so let's get into some of these issues. So Sir Brock and Amber, they were childhood sweethearts. They've been together for 20 years off and on. But the biggest thing is that Sir Brock came out as bisexual. Now, what we found out through this episode is he came out as bisexual. Amber was embarrassed. She didn't want, I feel like it was something she knew, but she didn't want him to go public about it. And then when he went public, she was upset. She was embarrassed because her family was looking at her sideways like, why are you still messing with him? Why are you still with him? And they're back together, but she didn't want anybody to know that they were back together because, of course, she's embarrassed with the whole stigma that comes with being with a man who's bisexual, because we know all of the, oh, well, he must be gay then, and he don't really want women, he want men, he just using you, and, you know, all of that. And so they're dealing with that. Also, Amber is physically abusive. We already see some examples of it in this episode. She throws a drink at him. She hits him. You know, we'll get to that later on in the episode, but there's some physical abuse in there. There's also a lot of plastic surgery. Anyway, Moni Love and Tough. Now, Moni Love, they've been together for 14 years. There's a 12-year age difference in their relationship. Moni Love being the older. And their biggest issue is he cheated on her when she was pregnant. Now, here's my problem. And I'm sure that throughout this season, we're going to learn more. But how old is the child? Why? I mean, at a certain point, if you can't get past it, you can't keep punishing somebody for something you already know about. If you can't get past it, then probably y'all shouldn't be in a relationship. Like, maybe the relationship shouldn't. That's what I'm thinking. But now, my other problem, I should say, with Miss Amber is when they came into the house and Moni Love was talking and Amber talking about oh my goodness, I love your accent. Where you from? Now, maybe this is just me being old. But how do you call yourself a female hip-hop star and you don't fucking know who Moni Love is? And because if you know who Moni Love is, you absolutely know Moni Love's accent. You know where she's from. You know her story. How do you call yourself a female rapper and you don't know? See, that's part of the problem now. These young folks don't know their history and it's disrespectful. I mean, Moni Love may not have broken the types of records as a, you know, Salt and Pepper or a Queen Latifah, but Moni Love definitely has her place in hip-hop history. Don't get me started. I don't even want to go down that road because it's just going to make me mad. It's going to make me angry. Molly Mall and Treasure. They have been together off and on since 2017. It's a long-distance relationship. And Molly's issue is, you know, she said he likes to be controlling. His issue with her is that she drinks. And, you know, nobody likes a drunk. Especially on a woman. It ain't cute, okay? Especially when it's a belligerent drunk. And what we found out through this season is, it's not so much that it's belligerent as it is weird. Like, she get to crying and weird. We have Nori, again, we have Nori and we have his wife, Nell. And their big issue is, Nell wants him to do more around the house. She wants him to break that idea of traditional male and female roles. You know, she said that, you know, he won't help around the house with their kids. It's like, I made the money and that should be good enough, right? So that's their issue. Okay. So we first come in and, you know, we meet all the couples and all that good stuff. And then we get into They're getting to play a dating game. So let me first say I'm so glad that we have a different intro than what we've had in the last couple of years with the whole like press conference and all that stuff. So I feel like we got a different little intro. So they're playing the first round. It was sort of like the newlywed game. The first round of questions were pretty easy. You know, where was y'all first kiss? Where did y'all first meet? But then of course y'all know it got a little tough. So then it was, we're going to throw out some quotes and y'all have to guess who said what. So the first quote, and I'm giving y'all the paraphrase of the quote. You get the point. You assume the worst, especially when you are not faithful. And that was Molly Mall, because Molly Mall's thing was, I always assume she cheating because I know I'm cheating. And then he was like, well, when she met me, I was with 4 women, so she knew what it was. Then what the hell we doing here, sir? If you are cool with being unfaithful and you have no intention of being, well, why are we here? Treasure said that her problem is that, you know, he wants her to be submissive, that he shows her that who's in control because he has the money, and she's a Southern girl and she doesn't mind catering to her man, but at the same time, she doesn't want it to be like, you know, make her feel some kind of way or feel, you know, not as important just because he's got the money, right? Then the next quote was, I gotta be sure that he only wants to be with me. And of course, that was Amber. And of course, that goes back to Sir Brock being bisexual and that he is absolutely done with being with men, that he only wants to be with her. And again, infidelity is infidelity, regardless of whether it's with a man or a woman. But the question is, are you done with men? Or you want to be only with me? Yeah, they end up getting into an argument, and Sir Brock decides he's ready to leave. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't been there but 20 minutes. Y'all was in quarantine for 14 days to do this show, and you ready to leave on day 1 before the first exercise is even over. So Amber starts crying. Moni Love goes to comfort her, and I would say Dr. M, but that's not him. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He goes after Sir Brock to talk to him. Okay. Ciao. And of course he ends up coming back. Then the next quote was, I take care of the bills. We know that that's Noriega because that's what he thinks. In his mind, I take care of the bills. The rest of it isn't important. Like, you should be able to handle the rest. I got the bills covered. You're good with the rest of this. The next quote was, the trust issue started when she was pregnant and I cheated on her. You think that's when the trust... Then they have to pick the rooms for each other. We have Trainwreck Station, which ends up being Amber and Brock, which Trainwreck is not. It is an understatement. Then we have Control Room. Lord, I couldn't read my old handwriting. That's Molly and Treasure. Cheater something. And of course, that's Moni Love and Tough. And then the Petty Penthouse, which is Noriega and Nell. So while they're getting the rooms together, they go to eat. And Treasure is drunk. And she is she ain't slurring. But she is doing that drunk cry. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm crying. I just, you know, you just don't understand. I really want to be with him. I'm just a Southern girl. And I just want him to love me. And she said that she's socially awkward and that's why she drinks. The doctor said that she uses the alcohol to cover up the fact that he makes her feel less than and her own insecurities. Okay. Then they're eating dinner and I don't know, Amber and Brock get into it Amber says that he embarrassed her. She ends up knocking his hat off of his head and throwing a drink in his face, and then she hit him. And immediately, the doctors are like, Judge Chola was like, we have a zero tolerance for any type of physical abuse, whether it's a man or a woman or a woman or a man. Domestic abuse is domestic abuse. And so he goes to talk to her, and she is just ridiculous. She was like, well, he made me do it. It's his fault. He made me do it. He made me mad. He embarrassed me. And the doctor was like, but what if, like, the situation were reversed? Would that be okay for him to hit you? No. Well, first she tried to say she didn't hit him, which you did. She was like, no. He was like, well, why not? Because I'm a woman. Okay, well, the rules don't change just because you're a woman. Like, you don't get to put your hands on him. Like, that's not acceptable. And she was just ridiculous and out of control. And then he ended up apologizing. And I'm like, why are you apologizing to him and you hit him? Like, I mean, she hit you. What are you apologizing for? Well, I'm apologizing for whatever I did or said to make you feel like you needed to put your hands on me. And the one thing I do agree with the doctors on is that this is clearly how they act. This is clearly their normal relationship, because he don't see nothing wrong with it. She don't see nothing wrong with it. And it probably gets worse than what we've seen, because if this is how y'all act when there's a camera in your face on day one, I can only imagine in the 20 years that y'all have been on again and off again couple, what has been going on behind closed doors. Like, I can only imagine. Anyway, then we see the rooms, and y'all know what they do with the rooms. They put quotes up that are horrible, and they put things in there to create a reaction. The main person that seemed to have a reaction to their room is Marley Marl, because it's a small bed, and he was like, I cannot. He was like, do y'all know how big I am? Do y'all know how big her butt is? Like, I'm not sleeping in this room. Like, I'm not going to diminish who I am for this show. Like, I'm ready to leave. And again, it goes back to that arrogance and that, like, how dare y'all put me in something that is beneath what I'm used to? Like, I'm sure he's used to, like, a California king bed that takes up the whole left side of his damn bedroom. Like, I'm sure, especially when you roll with 4 women. I'm sure you need room for all them women to sleep, okay? But you are on marriage boot camp, sir. Like, you already know. Now, the doctor was like, it's something off about their relationship. I ain't put my finger on it, but I will get to the bottom of it, because they just don't seem comfortable around each other. Something ain't right between the two of them. And so I was like, do we have another fake couple? See, this is why I said, and I said this before, and I'm going to say it again, this is why marriage boot camp needs to go. And I get the ratings. I understand that bringing in celebrities and, well, D-list, C-list, but bringing in people that are recognizable, I understand it brings in the ratings. But on the flip side of that is, when we have real couples, we didn't have to worry about these fake relationships. But now that, you got, you paying people to come on, and you got these people that might, need a little change, they do something strange for some change. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I feel some kind of way about that. I just feel some kind of way about that. Anyway, we'll see though. Let me know. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.